Ahoy hoy, I'm Planet Walk, and 2022 has been a hell of a year so far. I mean, when the year started out, I had no idea what was going to happen with my channel simply because it wasn't doing well. And then 2 months later, I have a video that does extremely well because of the algorithm.
Oops.
So now my channel is no longer dying. Well, it might be dying, but it's nowhere near as dead as it used to be. So why do I bring this up? Well, some of you may have noticed the title of this video, Changes. No, I'm not going to do a cover of the David Bowie song. So this video is going to be about things that have changed, things that haven't changed, and things that are going to change. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about every change that is going to happen, because I'm not going to talk about my underwear, and I'm pretty sure that nobody wants to hear me talk about my underwear. Now, obviously, one of the changes that you may or may not have noticed, because I don't use it all the time, I don't want to overuse it, is that I have gotten a green screen. But it's not actually behind me right now. But it is something that I do want to try and use a bit more. There are video ideas that I've actually been holding off on until I've gotten a green screen. And even though I've gotten a green screen, because these video ideas are just so daunting, I'm still kind of just waiting until I have a bit more time. For example, I have an excellent series planned, which is just going to be a primer to different subjects, like Flat Earth, because some people may not know about that maybe. And then there's going to be videos that absolutely require a green screen that I've been planning for years at this point, so when I finally get around to those, I'll be able to tick another thing that I haven't done in a long time off my list. But aside from that, you may have noticed that my lighting has gotten better. It's no longer that one side of my face will be completely washed out because of inconsistent lighting. And that has been another thing that I had been feeling like I should do for ages, but hadn't really felt like I had the spare money to do so. Seeing as I did recently, I decided, hey, why not buy some ring lights? I've also fixed my camera because I didn't realize that I could increase the sharpness. So everything being sharper isn't actually due to solely the lights, it's also due to me fixing settings on my camera. Now, to be fair, the visual side of my videos isn't something that I've really paid a whole lot of attention to. I do want to change that in the future, maybe have a bit more visual flourish to my videos. I feel like I need confetti in my hands to... Imagine this confetti raining down now. Although there is something that I have done to make myself feel less static to the audience, because there is something that a lot of people do notice, and that is that with my hands are constantly moving when I talk, so that I'm not just still like this. I feel like if I just sat here while I talked, it wouldn't be very interesting to watch. I mean, this is literally a video. I mean, you're meant to be watching it for a reason. If I'm just sitting here talking, why are you actually watching the video if nothing's being put on screen? Like, if I'm not doing anything, I might as well just take out the video part of the video, and then it would be a hold on, what is a video without the video? I feel like audio something. Audio stream? I'm going to go with that, audio stream. Anyway, how is that relevant to the video and where am I going with this? I don't know. So, next topic. So, a big change that is going to happen, and honestly, the main reason why I'm making this video is I'm moving. So obviously, that means that a lot of things are going to change visually. How much I manage to retain, well, we're just going to have to see. In fact, there's a nice little cupboard slash closet, whatever you want to call it. I'm probably just going to call it a closet, that I can record a video in because I feel like that would just be entertaining for some reason. I don't know why, my mind just likes the idea of that. However, this new place that I'm going to be moving into may actually not be permanent, because I might actually move again. I personally want to move to a town where I'm friends with more people because social interaction isn't something that I've had lately. I feel like social interaction would be good for my mental health, and I feel like taking care of mental health is something that we should honestly all prioritize. There are also a number of mental health factors that I'm thinking about, one of which being, maybe actually doing something about my ADHD. I feel like if I were to actually do something about my ADHD, I feel like I'll be more productive. But on the flip side, I don't know how that would affect me creatively. Though I do know that if I end up having more time because I do something about my ADHD, then that would probably be good for my mental health. You know, being able to just relax is always nice. Speaking of, if everything goes well, then I'm going to take a break in October. I'm going to have guest creators on because I'm basically a clone of Simon Dan. Haven't you figured that out by now? Although that is still a while away, so there are plenty of things that could go terribly wrong between now and then. Things that could put a dampener on plans would be things like, I don't know, terrible accident, completely out of my control, lose all my limbs and all my hair. Wouldn't that be terrible? I feel like I said that in a sarcastic tone. I do mean that that would actually be terrible if I were to lose all my limbs and all my hair. Like, I'm not making light of that. Don't cancel me. Although that could be another thing that puts a dampener on my plan. Maybe I get cancelled. Apparently Matt Walsh is just looking for LGBT allies to just completely cancel like he did with Professor Dave. But in all seriousness, the things that I am worried about when it comes to this is things like COVID variants, because you don't know what's going to happen with that, and financial stability. Fortunately, I am fairly financially stable right now, but things could change and, you know, rent might shoot up and that would be a big problem. So I guess the moral lesson of this video is that changes are really a mixed bag. Like, you can't define change as something that's either good nor bad, because I remember a long time ago I was always terrified of change. But it wasn't really change that I was scared of, because, I mean, change is a part of life. It's things either getting worse or getting uncomfortable. These days I don't mind things getting uncomfortable too much, as that is a part of life. It's more things getting worse that I worry about. Because I definitely know that even though things may look like they're at their worst that they've ever been, they can always get worse. And it really comes down to, if things get worse, what am I going to do about it? And I don't always know the answer to that. Hopefully things don't get worse. That's always why it's a good idea to do things as well as you can, so that if things go bad, you have a bit of wiggle room, which is what I try to do. Like, sure, if there's something that really rattles your either mental or physical health, then you can't always prepare for that. But you can try and make sure that if that does happen, you're in a place which you would be able to deal with that. Hence why I want to move to a place where I have more friends and actually do something about my ADHD, because I feel like my ADHD doesn't always help me in the way that I'd like it to. Also, maybe working on my physique should be something that I should get back to doing, because apparently I look like I'm getting skinnier, which is kind of worrisome given that a lot of people have been saying that. I guess what I'm saying is that a big focus of what I'm going to be doing, at least going forward with my life, and this is not necessarily related to the channel or anything, but is going to be improving just whatever situation I happen to be in. And no, it's not a case of, oh, I listened to a self-help book, now I've decided to improve my life. No, it's nothing like that, because I think that self-help books don't really actually help you improve your life. They just make you think like you're going to improve your life, but you don't actually do it. It's like if you were to listen to a song or something and that song inspires you to do something creative, but instead of actually doing something creative, you just listen to that song. That's what I think that a lot of self-help is, at least when it comes to gurus. It's, oh, buy my book and you'll be able to improve yourself. And so you buy the book and yeah, you might feel motivated for a week or two, but eventually that motivation wanes. And then when the sequel arrives, you then go ahead and buy that sequel. Have a week or two of motivation, and then that motivation will eventually die. Whereas in reality, there might be something going on in your brain that just doing self-help isn't going to fix that. You need to sort of be, at the very least, self-aware of how your brain works. Anyway, this video has gotten a lot deeper than I expected it to. I expected this video to be like, oh yeah, I'm moving, I'm gonna do some chaotic things in my upcoming videos. Like, how did it get so deep? I don't know. And I still haven't mentioned everything. Like, there is one topic that I still haven't talked about, and that is this chair. Because people do comment a lot saying, when are you going to replace that chair? Some people even want to start a fund to replace this chair. I don't know when I'm going to replace this chair. It might be 5 days from now when I see a chair that is nice that I'd like, and that is cheap. Or it might be 10 years from now, when this chair falls apart. Who knows, that will probably be a change that you'll see, because this chair ain't gonna last forever. At least, Not in the rate that it's going, anyway. But this is a video that is very different to my normal style of video, I do understand that, but if you did like it, do leave a like and subscribe. Also, I do want to thank everyone that donates to me on Patreon. It's really appreciated because it's something that, even though I do have more disposable income these days, it's always nice to have that sense of security that Patreon does bring. I know all too well that there is the possibility that one day I may not have that luxury. But anyway, I will see you in the next video. Between you and me, thank you for watching, and here is a little preview of something that I've been working on.
My name's Nigel. Oops. Oops. What's 1 and 1? What's 1 and 1? What's 1 and 1? Oops. It's gonna be 2. It's gonna be 2. It's gonna be 2. Oops.